Hello farmers, welcome back to the channel. This is a place for agricultural business owners looking for ways to make profit from the agricultural business and also thinking of starting up an agribusiness. And today I'm back with a popular question that I do get all the time on this channel, and that is, should I get a land? Like, should I buy a land or should I lease a land if I'm starting farming newly? Like, if I'm going to cultivation, Julie, should I get a land? Like, should I purchase a land or should I just rent a land? And that's what I'll be addressing today, because I know that most of us have that question to ask me. When it comes to purchasing of farmland, there are things that you need to take note of, and also when it comes to leasing of farmland, there are things you need to take note of. There are factors in place that will decide if you're to buy the land or you are to lease the land. So that's what I'll be discussing today. So if you're interested in today's video, make sure you smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and let's dive in. The first factor you need to consider is the type of crop you want to go into. What type of crop do I want to grow? What type of crop do I want to cultivate? How many months? How long is the crop? That's what will determine whether you should buy a land or you should lease a land. So let's say, for example, if I'm going for long-term crop, I know that definitely I am going to buy a land. So I plan doing plantain, cashew, cocoa, timber, rubber, all those long-term crops. I already know that it is compulsory for me to buy the land, because you don't have a situation whereby you buy your land. These crops take 3 to 5 years to grow, and you will need your land. Someone that leased you land will not want to leave his land for that amount of time, right? So you will need to buy the land. And for yourself, it will be best for you to buy the land, because those kind of crop keep reproducing, and you cultivating that kind of crop, you don't want a situation whereby you will just harvest it once and the person will say, okay, don't use my farmland again. The person will not claim everything that is on the land. So the type of crop you want to cultivate will determine whether you should buy the land or you should lease the land. If you're going for long-term crops, you should definitely buy the land. But if you are going for short duration crop, cucumber, tomato, pepper, onions, okra, any vegetable, you can lease your land. Those ones are short-term crops that don't really need you to get a land. And short-term crops helps you raise funds quickly than long-term crops. Also, when you should buy a land, you have to check your pockets. Your budget will determine whether you should buy the land or you should lease the land. That's just it. The budget, how much are you budgeting? Oh, let's say I have 250,000 naira, and I know that's my total capital for both land, cultivating, and that 250,000 naira cannot do anything. Buying the land safe, 250,000 naira cannot buy land again in this new year. So I know that, okay, for that my budget, I need to lease the land. I need to go to a location where I can get my land for cheap, maybe lease my land for maybe 20,000 or 30,000, use the remaining money to cultivate and grow like that. But if I have a huge budget of, let's say, 1M or 2M or 3M, I can say, okay, let me buy this land as an asset to secure it. Then I can use my remaining change to cultivate. Do you see? So your budget also will determine whether you should lease the land or you should buy a land. The next one you should take note of is the location of the farmland. There are some farmland that you will see, they are very, very cheap, but the location is very, very far. So the location of the land will determine maybe you should buy the land or you should lease the land. Imagine your farm is in a place that is not motorable at all. Like, you have to trek. I have a land that I got in 2017, 2018, I think end of 2017. I have not visited that farm again because of the location of the land. So the location of the land will determine whether you should lease the land or you should buy the land. If you're getting your land in a location where it is easily motorable, you have the good road network, you have access to water, you have everything, once you see that kind of opportunity, it's advisable you buy the land. But when you see a land that, before you bring out your farm produce, you need to trek, like, that is when you should lease the land. So the location where the farm is located, that's what you should check, whether you should buy or you should lease the land. Talking about location, we also need to talk about how easy is it for you to access workers. Yes, because you are a newbie, you don't have the connect of getting different farm workers immediately. You need to use the people in your host community. So how easy is it for you to get farm workers? You don't have to go and take your farm in a bush where nobody stays, and your farm workers, the money you're spending to bring your farm workers to the farm is like times 3 of the amount you used to purchase the land. Do you understand? So how easy is that place for you or for your workers to get to the land? That will determine whether you should just rent it or you should buy it. If it's very far, I'll just say rent it, so you can just shuffle, you know that okay, you are working with contract staff and the rest. But if you want to really work with full-time staff and you go and buy your farm inside bush where nobody stays, it will not be easy for you and it's not be easy for your workers. So that's what you need to consider when they show you a piece of land. You ask yourself, is it easy for my workers to get something? There's a farm that I also visited, guys. From the farm to the main road, if you are trekking it, it's like an hour 30 minutes. I'm not exaggerating at all. It's like an hour 30 minutes. And there's no bike to carry you. So you have not, once you enter the farm like this, you just have to trek out. You don't want that kind of a thing. Someone like me will not want to visit that farm again, because who wants to stress themselves? You have to trek. So that's the thing you have to consider. How easy is this thing for my workers to access the farmland? And finally, another thing you need to take note of, or the last factor I have here, is how long do you intend farming? Yes, that still goes back to, is it long-term crop or short-term crop? But how long do you intend farming? As a newbie, you are just testing your ground. You are just testing water. You don't know what is farming. Forget how we put it online. So you see some people, they will tell you make 10 million naira in cultivating cucumber in 45 days. It's not like that. It's different. Yes. So how long do you intend cultivating? If you're testing your waters, if you're testing your ground, lease your land. When I started, I didn't just buy land. I had to lease land for a certain period of time before I knew that, okay, maybe I should just purchase my own land. But guys, even the leasing of land, my eyes saw shaggy, because I didn't see the money I used to lease the land. You guys should just go through my videos. You will see where I share all these experiences. So you need to ask yourself how long. And farming is not just a short-term thing. It's not something you just enter, let me make my quick 2K in 2 months and let me stop. No, it's something that is over the years that the profit will start coming. It's not something that you just start making profit immediately. That's what you should take note of when considering either getting a land or renting a land. Okay, I hope I answered the question well. I hope you got 1 or 2 values from it. For those that have asked the question, I hope I answered the question well. If you have other questions for me, leave it in the comment section, and I'm going to pick the question like this and I'm going to film a video on it so that everybody will learn. All right, if you got value, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video.